Russell Martin probably got the result that he was desperate for, just something just to get him through the international break without another round of protests and fury and anger from the Rangers support.
Is he kidding himself on though, guys? I mean, I don't think that performance buys him anything. I don't think it turns the corner for him. I don't think it'll buy him any goodwill with the supporters. I think, if anything, they'll be looking at that going, it's even yet more further evidence that this guy isn't capable of moving their team in the right direction.
I think it dampens a bit of it wasn't an outright disaster.
Yeah, they're not going to protest tomorrow morning.
But whether wins over any of his critics, no chance. I mean, as you say, this is a Rangers team that are 4 games into the season have scored 1 goal from open play. Okay, that's a 4th draw, but it's at the worst start since 1983. Nobody's under any illusions that he's not under pressure, but I don't think it has. It's not going to be. I don't think they're going to be frothing at the mouth again.
But whether the fans like it or no, I mean, he's come in afterwards and told us about how Andrew Kavanagh was on the training ground yesterday, spoke to all the players, addressed them, told them that we're sticking to the plan, fully supportive of the manager. So, I mean, I suppose at this stage, I'm not saying he's safe long term, far from it, but I think the fans are going to suck it up for a wee bit yet, because at the moment it looks as if the board and the new American owners are sticking with it, and the manager's hanging in there.
Well, I thought 2 things from the game and the crowd reaction today really interesting. One, about halfway through the first half, the loudest I heard the Rangers fans singing all day was when they were singing the Nico Raskin song, and the second, they were jeering the team off the pitch, but the volume dialed up when the manager went down the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I think that's really telling.
Well, that's funny, because I asked Russell Martin after the game about those chants and asked him outright, as Nico Raskin played his last game for the club, is that a fair assumption? And he said he didn't hear the chants, so he was obviously getting his mind elsewhere, but certainly not giving any promises that we're going to see Nico Raskin again in a Rangers jersey. Looks like, if the rumours to be believed, he's been told his time in the club is up. They're going to try and look to get him moved on, whether it be a loan or an obligation to buy or just a straight transfer fee. It looks like Russell Martin has decided that he can do without Nico Raskin, which is majorly surprising to me, given just how central Raskin was to a few things that Rangers did well last season, but he was the main driving force of that. So it's a huge gamble, because if you're going to talk about a popularity contest, right now there's only one winner with the Rangers support, and it's not Martin.
Mm-hmm. You just described it there, Andy, as a major surprise. I'm describing it as an act of madness, because if Nico Raskin's on that pitch today, I think Rangers' chances of getting a win are greatly enhanced. I also think Connor Barnes not had a sniff. Diomandi's been left out. Tavernier's been left out. They were the guys that actually came into the team and made it better today, as much as Rangers improved, which was minimal, but these guys made it better. And I'm not sure that the signings that Russell Martin have made with, by the way, Kevin Thelwell and Greta Steinson, who have to share the culpability in all of this, these signings don't appear to have made the team better. Raskin would have made that team better, and the ones that did come back in from the cold today, they did make it better.
He's going to need to come out and tell us at some point, Jacko, what the deal is with Raskin and why he can't fit into the Rangers squad. I mean, he's obviously been vague and tried to play his cards close to his chest the last couple of days, but I think once Raskin goes, he'll need to come out and explain exactly what was wrong with Nico Raskin's attitude behind the scenes, that he couldn't manage or didn't want to manage. And I think the worry is going into the last day of the window. Clubs who are looking at Nico Raskin now, they know that his time at Rangers is up. I mean, Martin
knocked down price again. Yep.
The decrease in value, I think, is going to be huge. I think last season when Nico Raskin was at his best, people were talking about, this season, going into a World Cup year, Rangers could eventually go and get in the region of 15 million from it. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near that in the last day of the window for a guy that everyone on the outside knows has got no future at Rangers. So, yet again, it just feels like bad management in that regard, because they're going to get less for him than they probably should have.
I mean, all we were told when Russell Martin came in, remember the interview with Joe Rothwell did before he signed for the club. And the big thing he talked up was Russell Martin's man management. Well, now here we are, a month into the season, and the clubs, you would say, their two biggest assets in the summer have now basically been forced out, or in the process of being forced out, having had some kind of standoff with the manager. I mean, that has got to be concerning in itself.
But listen, just playing devil's advocate, guys. 12 months ago, Raskin wasn't in the team under Clement either. And he looked as though he's the way out. So if the player is clearly has got issues, by the way. I mean, you talked. Neil McCann mentioned it. Barry Fesson talked about it as well. The guy he does have a bad opinion all the time. He isn't a great guy to follow instructions. So if Russell Martin is entitled to think, you know what, you're too much hassle, off you pop.
Mick, I've actually...
There's a bit of that as well.
I don't disagree. I've not got an issue with Nico Raskin being sold on, or a new manager coming in and deciding he's no part of my plans. But two things. One is how you do it and how you get rid of him. Because I think I'm now going to get
it's now too late.
A standoff. And also, that's fine getting rid of people, but the guys you signed need to be better.
Yeah.
So far, the guys that you signed aren't better. He brought Joe Rothwell in to essentially replace Raskin or play in that position. And yet he's had to put him on the bench today and rely on Connor Barron.
Yeah. No, that's not. I take that.
Rothwell's been so bad.
But like you're saying, you're right. He's a guy who needs to be managed because there's now 3 sets of management teams at Rangers who've had issues with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's clearly a handful of a guy to deal with.
It's all one. It's all Alex Ferguson one. If you're talking about your top talent, you give them a wee bit more leeway. You give them a wee bit more.
Yeah, but listen, this is not Eric Cantona.
No,
this is Nico Raskin. I mean, I know, but again, it's not Eric Cantona.
So, but what I'm saying is, if Rangers get enough good players that they can afford to be chucking out good ones like him,
no,
I don't think they do.
I take the point,
and especially not if you're going to then end up selling them at a discounted price.
No, I'm just playing devil's advocate. There isn't obviously clearly issues with the guy.
It's fine selling him for a big profit. That was always going to be the plan we're asking. But you need to sign the next one coming in. The guy coming in to replace him is going to be as good, if no better. And that, touching on what Jacko said, I think that is a big worry for Rangers. The recruitment